This is my audience. I want to give the camera to Marvin. Okay, so hi. So I'm going to give you guys an introductory speech for public speaking. It's a class I'm taking. And my speech topic is going to be the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme. So I picked this topic because most people don't understand what happened as far as the actual scheme. They just understand that he went to jail for a crime. So I'm going to explain to you guys what the scheme actually is. First of all, Bernie Madoff, he was a chairman for NASDAQ, and he had a company that he started in the 1960s. It was on Wall Street. It was Investment Securities Limited Liability Corporation. So the Ponzi scheme was named after Charles Ponzi. He did not invent the scheme, but the scheme was named after him because he took huge advantage of it in the Depression era, the 1920s. So basically, what the scheme is, you have a group of investors, and each investor invests to begin with because the rate of investment is very high. The return is normally around 5 to 6% on average, and that's a very high rate because normal investments, like if you invest in a money market or stocks, mutual funds, etc., the rate's like 1 to 1.25%, and that's kind of low. So for you to be investing in something that has a 5 to 6% interest rate, it's high, and it's attractive, so people invest. So what happens in a Ponzi scheme is that you have people are thinking that you are going to make this amount of profit, when in reality there's not that much profit to be made. The profit is actually at a 1.25% level, or less than 2%, but they're thinking you're making 5 to 6%. So for instance, if I have two investors, one of them, let's say the interest rate was, the rate of return was 10%, and they stayed in for a year, the economy is getting bad, and they want to go ahead and take out their money. So that means his profit should be $10. Well, in a Ponzi scheme, there won't be $10 profit. There'll be less than that. So let's say there was a $5 profit. So let's say he's going to invest out or cash out, and then we're missing $5 because it's a $5 profit. He needs $5 more. That's going to come from the second investor as his principal. So one guy cashes out, the second guy not only has no return, but he lost his principal. So that's basically that's in a nutshell what a Ponzi scheme is. So many people invest in the scheme thinking they're going to have a huge rate of return back, and there actually isn't enough of a profit to cover everyone. So when people withdraw, if they all withdraw at once, the scandal kind of collapses. Like, there's 3 ways you can get caught. Bernie Madoff got caught by, there was a recession in 2007, 2009. His scheme fell apart in 2008, and his scheme fell apart because there was a bad economic downturn. Basically, people started withdrawing money left and right, and there wasn't enough of a profit. So it was discovered that it was a scheme and that they lost their money. But 2 other ways that you can also lose your money without, or the scandal can collapse without it being a recession, would be like if the original CEO of the scandal or whoever's in charge of the scandal knows that they're about to collapse, they would take all the money and just leave. A lot of people do that. If they know they're about to be caught, they just go overseas. The second way you can get caught is people don't invest as much. So you have your pool of profit, which is actually just principal money that you're pulling out of to pay other people who are cashing out. Well, if you have few people coming in, you have a smaller pool of profit, and that means if you have a big investor who's cashing out, who had originally invested a lot at a 5 to 6% interest rate, that's a lot of money that he's supposed to have as a profit. And if you have a small limited amount of pool of money, then you're not going to have enough. So not only does the big investor not get paid, but other people who invested small amounts are not going to get their money back. So many people, I believe roughly the average net loss was about $64.2 million, and he had roughly about 400 4,000 clients, and his scheme went on for years and years, and the people who were involved were basically all his family members. Like, they took the positions and stuff, and so when they all got caught, I mean, there was a huge loss of money. A lot of people spent their retirement savings, they had invested it, and they lost everything. Nonprofit organizations would put in their money, take it out, put in their money, and when they went to go take it out, there wasn't anything there, and so, it's a loss for everyone. But that's basically what the Ponzi scheme was, and that's what Bernie Madoff had